Let me see. Welcome to the TAC. Welcome to the TAC show, episode 15 with Mojofroyo. He's been content creator for over half a decade now. Now, what exactly wanted to make you start out YouTubing and stuff and being a YouTuber?
So as a kid, I watched a lot of YouTube videos, and that's where I absorbed most of my entertainment. And I started out watching Ryan Higa and Fitz, two very different content creators, if you know them. But they inspired me to make my own YouTube channel. And as I started reaching out to other creators on YouTube and stuff, like I discovered Logan Paul when he was way back before everything happened. I really liked his content, and I started to try and do what he kind of did with my videos, and I've kind of been doing the same thing with other YouTubers that I've noticed.
You met Logan Paul and stuff?
Oh no, I mean I watched them on YouTube when I discovered him. I haven't met him.
You just
Uh,
got inspired by Logan Paul vids and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember half a decade ago, he was like the top of his game, him and his brother. That was a
hmm
really interesting era. In middle school and stuff, was it really hard to start it off at first and stuff? Like to have a successful channel?
The thing about being a YouTube or and a student uh while having a small channel at that is that it's like very discouraging. It's very hard, I'd say, to start, because you're not meted with like success instantaneously most of the time. Some people do get lucky and some of their videos pop off, but I didn't really. My videos were like constant around like few, not too many views, around like 30 or 40, but I just kept going and just kept uploading and stuff like that. But it is difficult because a lot of the people around you will say like oh sorry, it's a waste of time. It's not really showing any like output if your channel isn't really growing. So I can say that can be demoralizing if you spend a lot of time on a video and it just doesn't do well. But if it were easy, then everyone would do it. So you just got to keep going. And if you enjoy doing it, then that's all that matters.
So wait, your original views for your channel was just to be sort of like Logan Paul, or like what exactly was this original vision you created and stuff?
That's a good question. I just wanted to entertain people in my own way. And the way that I did that is I wouldn't know how I wanted to do that. So if you go back and see my channel, I did all sorts of videos. I did vlogs, I did sports videos, I did gaming videos, and that was me. So the gaming videos, you could see I try to take after Fitz. The vlogs I used to take after Logan, and I couldn't really do the Ryan Higa videos, but I tried to take some of his um, like his humor and adapt that in my own way. But I would use those inspirations and adapt that into my content and see how I can use that in my own way. But the main purpose was to find my own way of entertaining people.
And how long did it take that to figure that out and stuff? How long did that take to
It took me, I would want to say like around four four years maybe, what back when I started. Very long time, because I think now it happened recently that I started realizing what kind of content I want to make and what kind of content I'm able to make now.
So right now you're fully committed to like vlogs and streams and stuff?
That's the plan, because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to branch out in different um platforms and dedicate certain types of content to certain things. Like for YouTube, I think I'm going to fully commit to vlogs. And for Twitch, I'm going to keep that separate and do gaming. And then for like podcasts, I'm just going to talk about whatever just comes to mind, because that's what podcasts are all about, just talking about whatever. But now I've decided that I'm going to do specific things
So
for each platform.
was it when you started building stuff like with like cardboard and made it a lot of custom stuff? Was that when stuff began to become successful? When you started like showing off your building skills on YouTube?
I wouldn't really say it became super successful. Those are the most viewed videos on my channel. However, I just I wanted to do more than kind of like how-tos and tutorials and that sort of thing. I also stopped those because I made them from building templates from other templates that other people made online, and I just didn't want to make my content based off of what doing doing someone else's work. Really, I wanted to make everything all my content my own work.
You wanted to be original then, even though these like videos they were like they were doing well for them, they were super successful, they just weren't really yours and stuff. And
Yeah, because in the
yeah,
long run, if you don't enjoy it, it won't stay.
yeah, and you just didn't have too much fun with these videos.
I think I grew out of it because in the past I did enjoy making those sort of things because I used to make them on my own without filming. I made like a whole entire suit. But I think I did kind of grow out of it. It's also very time consuming, as you can imagine.
Just it was just sort of a phase and stuff like, yeah. So wait, how exactly did like that one of those videos get like 35,000 views? How exactly did that happen?
It's one of those things that you have to get like lucky about. YouTube is not, or any platform at that is not very how do I say, like, small creator friendly. The discoverability on YouTube and Twitch, for example, is not the best. It's better on YouTube than it is Twitch, but getting noticed on a video that you made as a small creator is very difficult. I think an important technique you can try to do is use eye grabbing thumbnails. Of course, you don't want low quality thumbnails. And then in the description boxes, you can actually add tags. You can do taglines. And then when you're in the actual physical description, above your description, you can do, I usually do like 3 different hashtags and have those be appropriate for the video. And those can help with discoverability sometimes, but it doesn't guarantee that they'll do well.
Yeah, I've heard some stories about some wild thumbnails and some wild tags, and they just became really successful just because they had these simple tags that was connected to something famous. So I can understand. That's sort of interesting what you just mentioned because
Mhm.
I've, I've I've heard stories about that. So wait, how many years did you do this building stuff for before it got old? Like a
Let's
year or two?
see. Let's see if I can remember, because what I did was I started doing it on my own, and then I started filming it, and then I stopped, but my YouTube channel continued. So I'd say I did it for around probably 2 years, I'd say. I think that sounds about right.
Oh, so for 2 years and stuff, it was just a lot of tutorials and building.
Hmm.
Uh,
And not all of it was filmed on YouTube.
not all of it was filmed.
Hmm.
So
Some of it was just out of like enjoyment because I wanted to get into that thing.
did you ever use like any of those like Iron Man stuff for like costumes or anything like that, or like the Black Panther claws, any of that for costumes at all?
Oh no, I didn't use it for costumes or anything. I didn't think they were good enough for costumes.
Or you
They're
just
also like, of course the Black Panther ones are dangerous. Those are X-Acto blades. Pyro gloves are literally fire. And the Iron Man suit is just like super it was pretty bulky. I could wear the whole thing though, which was cool.
you just sort of kept that stuff around over the years?
Yeah. And then eventually my parents had me throw it out.
That's history.
Hmm.
So wait, right after this, did you start your career in vlogging, or was it just sort of like intertwining and beginning as this era of tutorials and building was ending?
It was sort of intertwined because I didn't want to focus purely on vlogging because I didn't see too many opportunities to just vlog because I was a student and didn't travel much, and the majority of like good content for vlogs I think is like traveling vlogs. I think those are really entertaining to watch and doing exciting stuff, but the majority of my days was like going to school, doing homework, and then going to sports. So I didn't want to focus on vlogging like that. But when we did go to specific events like for sports, I if you check my channel you could see there's those vlogs that I did record, but I did focus on like, or I didn't focus, but I also did gaming and other stuff like that. So I didn't run out of content really. So it was intertwined.
Yeah, was it sort of hard to keep like the sports stuff and the YouTube stuff like to do it at the same time? Was it ever just really stressful and unbearable?
Mm, I'd say it not really, because my I would say this is like kind of like a gift and a curse. My stream or my YouTube channel wasn't either like super popular. So it wasn't like on a strict schedule that I had to uphold, that like people were anticipating me to upload or go live. But if you really enjoy doing something, it wouldn't stress you out that much.
Oh, so it was so it was all just sort of laid back and whenever
hmm
that was.
Whenever you have like the opportunity to, I just do it.
Yeah. So what were the so wait, you're a soccer champion. What was like the champion what was the championship game like and stuff like? Was it sort of wild for you as like a sophomore to be in like not just like a varsity team but to make it as to states and stuff back a few years ago?
Yeah, it was actually, so funny story. My friend and I, Kyle Reed, we were coming out of like the locker room at the gym, and the head coach of the varsity team, Benji Parks, asked us if we wanted to play in one of their varsity games. So that was when we got pulled up from JV to varsity. And that was kind of like abrupt. We didn't see that coming, but we decided to go with it. And then we just played with the team and we got to know everyone. So we're also a small school, so the everyone basically knows each other. And so the states game was, it was really fun, I'd say, especially as a sophomore, because I did get some playing time. However, I had a chance to score and I shot it right at the goalie, which was pretty embarrassing, but it was super fun to play. And it wasn't extremely a high stressful game, I want to say, because we were doing pretty well and we were holding our own in the state finals that year.
Yeah. Did like Parks bring new energy to the team and stuff since he was sort of new as a coach, right? Like it was only like his third year.
Mhm. Um, Parks was the only coach I had really, for varsity, that is. I mean, so, and the energy wasn't too different from JV to varsity. It was mostly the camaraderie that like helped the adjustment, because when you're friends with people on the JV team and the varsity team, it's easy to transition over. So the energy seems to always be there because it's reliant on the mostly the players.
Did you make it a JV early too? Was this just varsity and stuff?
Sorry, what was that?
So did you make it to JV early too, or was it just varsity?
It was just varsity. That was early. I went to JV in my like normal years, like freshman and sophomore years.
So wait, was this like halfway through the like 10th grade season when he just asked you to join the team and stuff, you and Kyle?
I think so. It was near the end of our JV seasons, and the varsity team was heading into their postseason, so there wasn't like an overlap between games and stuff like that. So we were able to play for the varsity team.
Oh wow. Was there like big hotels near the state's game and stuff? Like, was there hotels? Like how far away was it?
The drive wasn't too far. I remember. I think it was like 10 or 15 minutes to drive.
10,
Uh,
15 minutes drive?
Wait, that could be wrong. It was a while ago. It wasn't too long though. It never felt like we were in the bus too long. It may just because we were all like hanging out and listening to music, getting hyped before the game. So I don't remember really how long the bus drives were.
Oh, so no hotels and stuff? Like,
Oh no, there were hotels. I'm saying like the games were that far away from the hotels.
I mean, like, was it far away from when they get to the plays, like the state championship? Was it a long drive?
Oh yeah, it was all the way in Middletown. So we did have a hotel.
Oh, that's So wait, do they do that for regionals, or is it only for states that you get a real nice hotel for like a few days?
It was only for let's states, yeah, because the regionals was that at IACs, I think, which is at TC3, so it's not too far away.
Yeah. Like were the seniors sort of intimidating, like to you as a sophomore in the field, or did you just sort of go and do it, not think too much about it?
Oh, yeah, I'd say at first, definitely, because I didn't know them too well. The seniors were definitely intimidating. They were all really good. They've had experience. They've been on the team for a while, but they were all really nice and welcomed Kyle and I into the team, and it just didn't seem different. It's like we were just
Oh,
already part of it.
did the seniors on a rival states team during that game, like were they like intimidating too? Like were they like really stressful?
Um, I think our upperclassmen were kind of overpowering them. So if they were putting on stress, I couldn't really tell.
No, they just had not really great like seniors and juniors for the team back in 2018.
Yeah, our team was solid, and we were doing pretty well in the state finals that game. I remember.
Were they just committed, or what was like the secret and stuff to doing super well 2 years in a row?
I think the secret was the seniors and juniors have been playing together for a really long time. So it's really just the chemistry between them. No matter the environment, they were able to perform well together. And I think that's like the most important because Lansing soccer is a really like passing team. So the chemistry between players is really important. And we did have that, and everyone seemed to be on the same page in the state finals.
So was it so wait, was it around like the like time the like 20 like the 2019 soccer season began that you became more committed to vlogging and stuff around the time that regionals happened?
Yeah, I think so, because that's is when I uploaded that vlog for the States game. And then as my soccer like career continued, I started vlogging more for more events. Like I have vlogged our Albany trip, our States tournament, and then I just started to try and find other opportunities to vlog. So I think that yeah, that may be where that turning point for me was.
Did you also begin streaming on Twitch around the same time, or was that sort of later?
I believe that was sort of later because I was still focusing on YouTube because I started on YouTube and I wanted to almost like perfect or at least get better on the content that I was already making and to then branch out to other platforms.
Oh, so wait, did you do video games during this YouTube time too? Like,
I did, yes.
it's like,
And the thing was I played a lot of video games, so I was like, I may as well stream it too. If I'm already a content creator on YouTube, I may as well stream it. So
I
that's
just
when I really got into it.
it just sort of clicked.
Hmm.
So what you were beginning to make. So wait, were you published? So wait, you were publishing like these gaming videos. Were they like before they were on Twitch? Were they sort of like around the same time as the beginning of the vlog videos?
I think they were a little bit after because the gaming videos seemed to come out. Well, they came out after I started streaming on Twitch because what I would do is I would take the VODs from the Twitch streams and then turn those into gaming videos.
Oh, so was it like when you were a junior in the regionals? Was it like sort of a nice transition? Did it sort of feel like a better transition and stuff than being a sophomore? Like you already had the experience and stuff as like a junior soccer player.
Yeah, I think so. It was um it was easier transition because I've known the team for a while and I've been playing with those people around me for a good amount of time and I've been playing for Benji for a while now, and so I would say the transition was somewhat better. However, as you become like upperclassmen and stuff, they start to expect more of you, which can be a little bit more stressful, but in the end it's all down to you to stay within yourself.
Did you feel stronger now as a soccer player? Like like being feel like you can be able to do more and be more successful?
I'd say yeah, I'd say so, yeah. After playing like modified JV and varsity, that's all that experience really added up,
It just
and it's helped me.
it just paid off after a long time.
Hmm.
That's, oh, that's really interesting. So, do you have any notable experiences from that regionals game? I know it was a shame that like they didn't win the states and stuff, but you have like any notable experience and stuff of what happened?
Uh, what was the regionals game? The Trumansburg versus Lansing game?
Well, it was the 2019 one. I think it was like November. It was like they were at the states and stuff, but they didn't win.
Oh, okay, yeah, regionals. I think that was Trumansburg versus Lansing. So all you had to say was November. Yeah, I can talk about that. Okay, yeah. So I if it isn't the regionals game, it's okay. I'll just keep talking about it because that was probably one of the most notable games that I've had because the end score was 2-1, and I did end up getting both our goals. Um, the first goal was a corner kick into the box. I remember just heading that in, and then the next one was what was it? Oh, I was going down in front in the 18, and I hit like a cross on my left foot, took a big touch to the side, so I kind of lost the defender, and I spun around and just kicked it into the right side net. And I saw it. I remember seeing it wide open. Richard Prosser, the Trumansburg goal, it was in the middle, and I remember seeing that lane open, so I just hit it right in that spot, and luckily it went in. So
Got you
I
got
I remember that.
you got your team a whole bunch of some points during that game.
I got them a few.
How exactly did like Truman? So this was versus Trumansburg.
Yeah.
How exactly did
If
they win and stuff?
how did they win?
Yes, like how were
Or,
they like able to like do incredibly well that year and stuff?
I'd say their their defense, maybe. Oh, right. Yeah, okay. So one of their center mids was one
Just,
of their captains
oh,
for that year. I remember, I forget his name, but he held their defense together pretty well. And they had something like Connor Barrett, and he's a very good player. He's strong on his feet, and he's pretty quick. So he was the main thing we had to look out for. But once our midfield just shut him down, then it was easy to
sorry.
take control of the game.
Oh wow. Was it like a close win or was it like so really close and stuff?
Uh, they did end up getting one goal, but I'd say we controlled the game most of the time.
Wow.
But
So the defense was like incredibly strong from Trumansburg.
they weren't too strong for us, I'd say. But for other teams, I can see
Wait,
how they were able to shut them down.
wait,
Um,
how was they able to play? I thought Trumansburg was a Class D school and stuff.
I
Like
believe their soccer team's Class C.
their soccer team Class C.
Or did they change it recently? Because we didn't play them this year when I was a senior.
Oh,
But I remember playing them in 2019.
oh, things must have changed then. So yeah, did you get a lot of like views from your vlogs initially? And what made you like finally feel like you can like just not like you can do vlogs normally now and stuff? Like you just don't have to go anywhere extravagant or do anything special for vlogs. What brought that confidence?
Oh, I could, yeah, that's a very good question. I can talk about this because back when I was younger, I was like a super anxious person. I was not able, my social skills were really bad, and I was just like overthinking everything. And you can see that from my older videos. I wasn't super comfortable in front of the camera, but as I started making more and more YouTube videos, I just started becoming more comfortable talking like to a camera, like I'm doing right now. It's like it feels totally natural. So I think it was just a lot of work over the years that I've put into making videos and all that sort of thing, and it mostly clicked. I think it started to click over the years when I was um, vlogging the sports events and stuff like that. but I finally clicked when I was in New York City when there's a ton of people around and I can't just like wait to vlog when there's no one around. So I decided to just vlog when everyone's around. And that's when I realized that no one really cares what you're doing. So it just, I mean, just you can just do whatever you want and it doesn't really matter what other people think because you're doing something you enjoy. So that's what matters the most.
Where exactly did the YouTuber named Mojofroyo come from? Where did that come from?
Um, my memory serves me right. I was in Miss Lammy's tech class. I forget what grade this is in. This has to be in like middle school though. But I was in a group with my friend Kyle Reed, and I said something for our name to be Mojo something, and then he finished the name and he said like Mojofroyo or something weird like that, if I remember. It was all quite a blur, but I think he came up with the name sort of, or we did together. And it was just something that I liked and stuck with it over the years.
Wait, so you guys just sort of like it just sort of created a name together while working on a project in tech class and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, tech class. It's fun. It was interesting. Did you get
Mhm.
more into like the Twitch streaming stuff when the pandemic hit, or did it just sort of stay the same?
I probably got more into it because I was stuck at home. So I wanted to make content, of course. And I think streaming on Twitch was the best way to do it. So, because I can do that from home, all my stuff is here, and I was like, I might as well do it if I'm gonna be here. And yeah, that's actually where I think my Twitch channel started to like pick up a little because I started hosting certain events and getting more creative with my streams instead of just doing the same boring thing
Playing
over and
video
over
games
again.
like you like beforehand, was it just casually playing video games, or what special stuff was added to these streams?
Yeah, before it was just playing games with my friends on some like on just like random equipment, but I started to upgrade my equipment that I already had. So like I hooked up other cameras and I got other lights and stuff, so the quality increased. And then on Valorant, actually, this is probably one of my most memorable streams, but I think it was I'm pretty sure it was over quarantine. Sorry. I hosted a like Valorant 5v5 tournament. So what I did was I put on like social media, if you wanted to play, you could join my tournament. And on Valorant, I can host a game really and join as observer while other people are playing. So I had other people come in with their own teams and they would all play against each other. And that was really fun. I averaged around like 34 views, which was crazy.
That's
And
fun.
that was really fun.
Is that the most successful stream, or was it only the beginning?
That was my most successful stream so far.
Most,
But that was I think,
you know,
my second time doing it. I did it once before and it worked well and people had fun. So I decided to do it again. And then it became my most successful one.
did it like become a series, or just was it a few times thing?
It was just a few time thing, but people really enjoyed doing it. And I will probably host another one when I get the chance. But the thing is, I need to block out a lot of time because I need to like organize and set it up and then make sure I have the right amount of people. Need to make sure all the teams are ready and they join the stream at the same time and that sort of thing. There were some problems in the past, like some people were stream sniping on the last stream, which was unfortunate, but I thought it was still a fun stream overall.
How did you deal with those stream snipers and stuff? Did you just ban them, or
It was the last game, and a lot of people were saying they were stream sniping, but I didn't want to accuse them, uh, like outwardly.
yeah?
So I didn't. It was also, yeah, like I think I said it was the last game of the stream, so I just like I don't know, I like let it go, and
That was,
I just told them, just like to not do it again. It's not cool. The thing to deal with that is like to turn on a delay, but I like to interact with the chat in real time. But next time I will turn on a delay so there's less like accusations going around. So I'm learning from each stream that I do.
Oh, so you've learned from Twitch stream to Twitch stream. So did your podcast and stuff, did that also begin in the pandemic too?
That started this year actually. This started
Oh, so this was
started my yeah, freshman year in college. I think I was like 3/4 of the way done with the semester, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it.
oh, you just felt like you gotta do it and stuff.
It was something I've always wanted to try, and a lot of people seem to be doing it now. Um, and I also started listening to the Misfits podcast. I don't know if you heard of them.
I've
It's
heard that name. I haven't listened to it though.
yeah, it's with Fitz and the other people that he plays with, and just other creators. So they've been doing the. I've been listening to their podcast, and I just been inspired by it. So I decided to do my own.
Do you just like talk to yourself during this podcast, or you have guests, or what type of it is it really?
At the moment, it's just me, but in the future, when it starts to gain more traffic, I will bring in guests and stuff like that.
Have you already begun to get some traffic over the past few months, or is it still like sort of underrated compared to the rest of the stuff?
I'd say it's still underrated because I haven't promoted it at all. It's kind of like a secret project at the moment. Once I get it like going and everything all set up, I will probably then begin to promote it. But I haven't promoted it at all, and it's getting some views and stuff.
But was it so you went to college a few months ago? Was it been like challenging to keep up the YouTube and Twitch career and stuff while trying to attend college, or
Yes. At the beginning it was because I didn't have my like the proper equipment that I'm used to. I'm used to using like my main computer for like thumbnails, for streaming, for editing. But then I found out a way later in the year how to edit on my MacBook, and I'm not going to stream in college. I just don't really have the time and ability to um, just like other Wi-Fi and technical stuff. But I'm gonna focus on YouTube when I'm in college.
oh,
So
it was like a little bit of a weird transition going to college and stuff? You go to
yeah,
college near the Big Apple, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Sick.
For the first semester, yeah, it was a weird transition, super extremely daunting at first as a senior in high school. I saw college as like always work, essays. But when you actually get to college, and you can ask any other college student, except for engineering majors, you have a lot of free time really. So the main thing I'd say is be able to manage your time in college and stay on top of your stuff because you're on your own in college. Like I'm used to having my parents do everything for me. So that
Just
adjustment was
just
also
have to live as an adult and stuff and figure out your own life and planning and all that stuff.
yeah, because you'll also be living with other people. I actually was in a suite. It was a co-ed suite too. So my roommate was a guy, but there was another room in our suite that was two girls. So
So what exactly are you majoring for in college and stuff?
I finally decided now. At first, I was going to go for business and finance and like minor in econ, but I decided I'm going to go for international business and I'm going to minor in language because I really like languages.
Oh,
And I think that'll help with international business.
wait, so you're really into world language and stuff?
Hmm.
Are you like bilingual or?
At the moment, no, I'm learning Mandarin at the moment, and I've been practicing some of my Spanish with my suite mate because she's from Mexico, so she was teaching me and stuff like that.
Yep. Has like college opened your eyes to diversity and stuff? Like, is it like going to a big college? Has that like been is like there's like way more diversity now or
Yeah,
more
definitely. It's a
people?
huge adjustment from Lansing. Lansing has really no
Like 10,000.
diversity.
We have like 10,000 people when you got like a high school with the most 360 people. That's not too much.
Yeah. It it was a lot more diverse. The population is much greater there, but it wasn't anything too like scary, really. It's just like, oh, it's a university. What do you expect? Like, it wasn't too big of a deal.
You just
Good
sort of
adjustment.
you just sort of expected this coming in and stuff once you got accepted.
Yeah, really. I didn't see too much of a problem with also like
So wait,
diversity and
Valorant's
stuff. I also like it when there's more diversity too.
oh, so Valorant's your most so Valorant is your like favorite game to stream on Twitch and stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's the game I stream most. I would say it's my favorite. But it's mostly because it's not like a super big game or really
It's sort of
difficult
like
game to
PC
run.
exclusive, only for like the PC community, right?
Yeah,
Or
unfortunately.
yeah, for it. Wait, you think it's like you think it should be expanded to like all the consoles and stuff? Everybody should have it.
I mean, maybe not to console. I mean, I say unfortunately because I know there are some people who do want to play Valorant that cannot because they don't have a PC. But the thing is, you're at, especially in Valorant, you're at a huge advantage if you play against console players. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it probably won't be fun for console players if there is like this cross-plat feature, but
Well,
they could make it console only, possibly.
have you tried out any sports in college, or have you sort of brought that, or are you just like trying to focus on language and stuff, international business?
I have been playing sports at the beginning of the semester. I met some really cool people, and they also played soccer. So I played soccer at this place called Pier 40, which is beautiful turf field along the river, and I played soccer with them ever so often. Wasn't too often, but I would go to this athletic facility that they had, which was around the corner from my dorm called Palladium, and I played a lot of basketball there. So I really got into basketball this semester.
Well, so you don't play any. You still play sports, but you just don't play any like college teams or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm also not allowed to like try out for college team because I am NYU Shanghai. So my main campus is not in New York City.
Oh, your main campus is not in New York City, so it can't like you can't really like go and try out for any teams.
Not really. And I didn't also really look into it because I was more focused on like academics and getting out of the country.
Oh, wow, that's very interesting. You got 90, you got like a 1 point in the soccer game for the IAC is like in 90 in like 90 seconds.
Oh, oh, I think so.
Oh,
Oh, my memory is not the best, but that may be right. Yeah,
and it must have been like felt great, right? Was that your fastest ever? Or,
90. Oh, are you talking about the Waverly game? I mean, not
yeah,
Waverly.
I think it's I don't know. It's from the 2021 IAC. It was like so I think it would have been around April, March, around there, 2021.
Oh, okay. Um, I I think that may be my fastest. I don't remember, but yeah, I think that was a game where I kind of just like took the ball and then ran past everyone and scored. I think that may be my fastest. Yeah, but it doesn't really matter how you like start the game; it's how you finish it.
It was a little bit hard going back into training and stuff for sports after like the pandemic and stuff, or were you just fully prepared and stuff, still did all the stuff?
During the pandemic, I actually did some like not too much, but I did work out a little bit, and I did mostly calisthenics because that's mostly what I've done over the years, which is like push-ups and pull-ups and stuff. So going into training after the pandemic wasn't too difficult. I also worked my way into it by training like full body instead of going into specific muscle parts when it's not like ready to be worked on yet.
So wait, so back and then they so wait, So wait, track when you did track like and stuff like that unique season for like your senior year, that like doing soccer really helped you out and do better with track.
Definitely. It Soccer was one of those sports that I used my speed to my advantage, along with hockey. But soccer translated easier to track because the running and stuff is the same. So I was able to just like translate that over to track. There were some other techniques that I had to get down during track, which I only figured out near the end of the season. But that experience from soccer really did help me in the track career.
Was it sort of like challenging to have like all these senior year sports be shortened and with all these COVID restrictions? Was that a real challenge?
I wouldn't really say it was a challenge. I'd say it was more just kind of
Annoying to say.
stressful and annoying. Yeah, because we had to wear masks the whole time. You weren't allowed too many spectators and stuff. We weren't allowed to play in like maybe like specific locations. I think we weren't allowed to play on Sobis for that often. Really, we had to play at the town Barnes Field, which wasn't that great. But yeah, it was mostly annoying than more of a challenge.
Yeah, you got that. But yeah, for like the IACs for track and field, right? They were normal. Like it was like the last maybe penultimate week before like the end of the school year, half a year ago.
The track and field was kind of different because for each race you like take turns and stuff like that. So it didn't really seem like there were too many restrictions on what you can do.
No,
Really, you just got to make sure you were wearing your mask. But while I was running, every time I like took off my mask, or I would just like pull it down because it's hard to breathe, especially when you're sprinting and stuff like that.
yeah, it can really limit it can limit really. But wait, was it more of a challenge in soccer and stuff?
Um, let's see. It was more so a challenge on I think organizing everything, like location wise, restrictions on spectators and that sort of stuff. Not so much the playing. Um, yeah.
Mm. So, as being able to like speak Mandarin Chinese, has that helped you out at all? Like travel your way across the city and stuff. Has that like helped you learn and experience more things?
Not yet, because in the city I haven't really had to go anywhere where I've had to use it, but I'm also like still learning and stuff like that. But I can now like hold a conversation with my mom who does speak Mandarin. So I've been practicing with her and stuff like that. But when I go to China eventually, I'll definitely need to use it.
It's all sort of it's all still sort of new and stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. So so let's see. That's interesting. So you got any plans for vlogs in the future and stuff?
I do, yeah. I was planning to go to Florida for Christmas, but we decided to cancel that plan out of like to stay safe from COVID and stuff like that because I have to make sure I don't contract COVID from this month until January, mid-January, because that's when I'm flying out for China. And if I do contract it, I won't be able to fly out because they'll be doing several tests and stuff like that. But I was going to vlog when I was in Florida with with my family, but now I'm going to vlog my trip to China because I've heard a lot of people were interested in that.
So wait, what type of China are we going to and stuff? What part of China?
I'm going to Shanghai.
Oh, is that far away from Beijing or is that like near the east or
Um, I'm not too familiar with the Chinese geography, but I believe it's let's see. I actually don't know. I should probably find that out.
so you're gonna vlog this big China trip and stuff?
Hmm. And I think it'll be like an experience for me and the viewers because I've never been to China.
How come that one vlog of like the golfing at the near that happened around the 2019 regionals was that like just delayed because like it just existed as footage for a while? Or was there like a reason why it was like delayed like months after the regionals game happened?
Oh, So a lot of my footage was saved on my GoPro, and I actually wasn't using my GoPro that much at the time to film. I was using my like older camcorder that I have retired and have now actually switched over to my GoPro. But a lot of the footage on that GoPro was lost. It became corrupt, but then I did have some videos I could salvage, and I decided to turn them into a video rather than delete them. So
You know any really promising like young soccer players they're like that are like on that are gonna be like in, like JV and stuff. Any JV players you know about who you seem really promising?
let's
Like
see. Yeah, I think there was one, not one, but there's a few if I can remember. Remember, let's see, was it Tully? I forget his last name, Tully. He was one of the managers, and he was good. I remember. Who else was there? What's his name? Oh, Caden Hasslinger. He's good.
yeah,
Let's see. Let's see.
he made it to varsity.
Yeah, he did. I saw that.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can remember everyone. It's so difficult to remember, but there are definitely some of the younger players that stood out to me.
He was like was he your ball boy or was he just your manager back a few years ago?
He was our ball boy.
Yeah, he made it to the sectionals with his team. That's so interesting. Yeah,
Mhm.
he was like the only one of like the few freshmen that was actually selected for the team in October.
Yeah, he's a good player.
So so wait, the selection for varsity stuff was just way more casual back a few years ago. They just randomly ask you.
Um, um, it differs for other people. I guess Kyle and I kind of stood out to Benji, and he decided that we would be a good addition to the team. So we welcomed his invitation.
Did they have like call up for varsity back when you were in senior year and stuff, or was just everything's just all really stressful and stuff?
Oh, when I was a senior, it was during the pandemic stuff, so we weren't able to have a JV team, so everyone practiced together,
Oh,
and yeah, so there wasn't really a need to call up anyone because we already had a bunch of numbers.
oh. So wait, you were captain of your soccer team and stuff?
Yeah, along with my other seniors.
Oh, like almost all the seniors were captains and stuff.
Yeah, all the seniors were because we only had four.
Oh, do you feel like you had to take up a great like responsibility and mentorship role over the younger players, or what was like sort of the chemistry now that you were like the big one, the big guys in the house?
It wasn't too it wasn't super daunting or anything like that. Also because of restrictions and stuff like that, we didn't have to organize like captain's practices or other like events because we weren't really allowed to do those. It was mostly just taking leadership during practice, and I think we just really stuck to what we've always been doing, just helping out the younger kids with like techniques and stuff like that, and helping them uh, with clarification if they were confused on anything. But
Did
that's
you
about it.
did you like assist Benji more now that you were older? Was it just all sort of weird with COVID stuff?
I'd say yeah, we did assist him more because um it helped our relationship over the years playing for him. So we got to know him better. He got to know us better. So it really was like a bond that we had. Um, that he trusted us enough to like help him too.
Yeah. With the soccer vlogs, was that like the beginning of the really successful vlog era that now defines your channel? Was that like the beginning? Those soccer vlogs were the first big ones.
I'd say those ones didn't do terrible, but I think my most recent vlog really defines how the quality and the humor and kind of content I want to create will be now. I think it took me a really long time to find that out, but I think my most recent video is the best representation of how I want my videos to be perceived.
So this new video is how you want is like not is like your vision. and like
Yeah.
for many years, like you got that, you were able to get it down and stuff.
hmm I think after all those years, better sooner, better later than never. I think that's how it goes. But I was finally able to get it, and something did click during the filming and editing process, and I think it is the best representation that I have so far.
So being in front of a camera for a few years like helped you out with your anxiety.
hmm Definitely. I actually wrote about that for my personal statement for college and how it helped me overcome barriers and that sort of thing.
Oh, like was it like so was it just sort of like social and stuff? It was just social, like looking at yourself all the time, constantly analyzing yourself. It just made you more comfortable and more able to pull off things.
hmm it was a lot of self anxiety that was able to be that I was able to get rid of with self-confidence, because what I was always thinking, like, what would other people think of me, like recording in public, looking like this weirdo? What would other people think of me, like seeing this video? And then it wasn't until I was older that I realized I don't really care what other people think. I'm gonna just do what I want to do. I'm gonna show what I want to show, and I enjoy doing it. So I'm gonna keep doing it. That's all there was to it.
I'll keep doing it. That's impressive. That's impressive. Yeah, I hear some. I have heard other stories about like people how like I think being on like doing YouTube for a while, how their anxiety they were able to take control of it. I find that to be very interesting. So
Yeah.
wait, how exactly did you get on like the senior superlatives for most likely to do a podcast and stuff? What was behind that story and stuff?
To start doing a podcast.
No, I mean like didn't you one of you win the most likely to have a podcast section in the yearbook and stuff? Wasn't that you?
Oh, I guess that I totally forgot about that. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, that's so weird. Like, why would I receive this? But then it actually did end up happening, and I did start a podcast. So that is kind of funny. I think that may have been because everyone knew I was a content creator. I like made YouTube videos and stuff, so they probably thought that was the most fitting for me,
The
and
class
it
op
didn't seem good.
the class opposites just sort of gave it to you and stuff.
Yeah, it would appear so.
Right. So they vote on they vote on them and stuff, and then they just find random people in the grade to fulfill it. Like
I
these random
think so.
categories.
I'm not too familiar with the process, but
Yeah.
I think it's something along those lines.
So what exactly is like? So wait, when you're talking to yourself in a podcast, is there any main theme, or is it just you talking to yourself? Like what? Like any main?
Uh, there is a main theme. I have it like in my notes. What I do is I separate each episode and dedicate it for certain things. So I would do like episode one. What I did was why start a podcast, and I talk about why I wanted to start a podcast. Of course, what got me into it, influence and that sort of thing. And then next one, I'll do like episode two, write a title, and then I'll do like a bulleted list underneath of specific talking points, and then I'll just go off from there.
You got any like plans for the future, or like any topics you want to cover for that, or?
I am working on a podcast at the moment about college life, like the adjustment from high school to college, what it was like, what to expect, that sort of thing. Because I know a lot of seniors now are adjusting, and they probably do want to hear what it's like from someone who's completed like some college education, know what it's like, know what to expect. And my brother is actually one of those people, so hopefully he'll like take some of my advice. But I do hope to do that to educate some of the people transitioning.
You achieving your confidence eventually, was that like one of the main factors behind you be able to get a huge amount of subscribers and like grow your channel a lot, or was it something different, like get as many subscribers as you do now?
The main thing I did was I focused on making my content as best as possible, polishing it up. I was always trying to improve my content, always learning, doing research about different techniques for editing, recording, and that sort of thing, because I always wanted to upload videos that I was proud of. I never wanted to upload a video that I was like, oh, this video sucks. And I did end up doing that over the years on my channel. But from now on, I'm going to post stuff that I'm only like 100% confident in. And that way I am proud of what I create. So the main thing you want to do as like a smaller creator is not focus on statistics like at all. Whether that's streaming, being a YouTuber, being a podcast, you don't want to look at the views and that sort of thing because you are just starting out. The viewers, I mean, the numbers won't be that high, and that can be discouraging sometimes. So you just want to make sure you're doing your best and you're proud of what you produce, because the main person you want to please is yourself when you're creating your own content, and you don't want to do it to impress others. You want to do it for yourself, really.
So you got to focus on yourself and stuff, not on others. It's like, so you don't recommend as a creator like looking into marketing and looking into audience stuff. Just focused on making it high quality and good.
Oh, that's a little different. It depends on what you want to do. If you want to focus your content on establishing relationships, then that's totally fine. If you want to focus your content on like branching out to other people, I guess, and other platforms, that's totally fine too. I'm just saying like my like personal experience, because mine wasn't for business. It was more so as a hobby.
Oh, so wait, did you do any marketing research or like?
I did, yeah.
Oh,
Actually, on Twitch, I was a Amazon affiliate. So basically, what that means is I was given affiliate links for the equipment that I have, which is all available on Amazon. So they would give me links for that. I would put them down below in my description and stuff like that. And when people would click the link and when they would buy the equipment on Amazon, I would get a commission from the links. But that only lasts over a certain amount of time, and you have to make sure you have enough traffic to do that. So if you're a small channel, it's really hard to start with marketing and business because you don't have that audience to direct it towards.
have you ever gotten any really big donations from Twitch and stuff? Like any like does your audience like to help and support you and stuff in terms of like?
Yeah, they do. They mostly do it through bits, which is the Twitch is like in-game currency.
Oh,
I'm not in-game, but the Twitch's own currency, really. And a lot of people like to use those, and it shows up on the screen, which is cool, so they can see like the alerts and their names and stuff like that. I won't really talk about the amounts. I like to keep those kind of private. But yeah, they have been donating and contributing, which I really, really appreciate.
is
They
it crypto
don't
or
have
is it
to.
just sort of like Twitch's in-game currency or what, like?
Oh yeah, it's Twitch's own currency. It's not crypto. It
Oh,
directly relates to the US dollar. Like one bit is 1 cent.
oh, 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 that's interesting. So it just directly translates and stuff.
Yeah. So what happens is when you receive bits, you have like this section for revenue as a streamer where takes uh it takes everything into account, and then it'll have your like payout, and the threshold is $100 to get that payout once you reach it. But basically it will have like ads, and then it'll have like an amount bits, and then it'll have the amount in dollars based on how many bits you receive, and then like subscribers and the amount based on the amount of subscribers you have, and that'll all add into one amount, which they then send you in like PayPal once you meet the threshold for the month.
Oh, so what's the longest stream you've ever had and stuff?
The longest stream I've ever had, let's see, maybe 8. Oh, is that right? 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours, something like that. It was over quarantine, of course, where I had like the most time. So I'd say that was probably one of the longest streams.
Did it feel long or did it just sort of happen?
It definitely did feel long in a sense, but it didn't feel like 8 hours long because I was always like talking to the chat or doing something, which is super cool about like Twitch streaming. You don't always constantly have to be playing a video game. Like what I would do is I would play a video game, and then when I get hungry, I would like eat and then just talk to the chat, and we would watch the videos, and it was just like super fun time, just like hanging out. And then I would go back to like gaming or whatever they wanted to see and that sort of thing.
Oh, it didn't bother your eyes too much, or like be looking at screens for like 8 hours straight?
Oh yeah, I've gotten accustomed to that over the years
Oh,
being a hardcore gamer. So it
like,
wasn't too difficult on me.
it's just sort of adapted. Was it this Valorant tournament, or was it sort of different?
Oh, this was a different thing.
Oh, so wait, was this like what game was that and stuff?
Oh, it was all sorts of games because to be able to stream that long, you have to find a game you really like. And I get bored sort of easily. So I think I transitioned from like Valorant, Fortnite, GTA, Fall Guys, just like I went through a bunch of different games. And when I would get bored, I would just switch to another one. So that was like the main thing that helped.
So you just did random games for like 8 hours straight?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, that's. I don't think I could ever. I don't think I could ever do that. That just and that seems like wow, like 3 hours. That's really stressful. So you have a fondness for first person shooters?
Yes, I grew up playing first person shooters. The first game I really played and bonded with my brother over with was Call of Duty Black Ops 2, split screen. We played on the Xbox, but yeah, that was a first person shooter that really got me into it over the years.
That's one of the. It's one of the great. It's one of the greater, better, good ones, right? One of the good Call of Duty.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah,
It was super fun.
is the new Vanguard one worth it, or
I I don't know. I've only played it a few times. My brother has it. But I haven't gone through like all the modes and features and stuff like that. But it seems like a pretty high quality game.
building up your audience? Were you able to like improve like your PC and stuff for like streaming over streaming over time and stuff?
I actually was looking into improving my stream and stuff like that, but by the time I was going to, I was leaving for college, so I didn't find the need to, because I wasn't gonna take my PC with me over to China. Um, so I left it here. But the only thing I did upgrade was I think RAM. Um, but everything was kept the same. I have a GTX 1050 Ti, and the GeForce graphics cards are pretty good at encoding for streaming, so I didn't have to change anything
Oh, you
really.
got a GeForce and stuff. Uh,
GeForce has a like separate encoder on the graphics card, which really helps for streaming.
that Nvidia stuff, it's still like sold out, right? The 3800.
Oh, the higher end ones, most likely, yeah. A lot of people are buying them for crypto mining as well, so it's hard to
Crypto.
get your hands on ones.
They just like
Yeah,
translating it, making their own decentralized money business and stuff. Or,
I suppose so. I've seen insane setups, insane crypto mines, and I think GPU mining is the most profitable. So I think a lot of people are using it for that now.
yeah. Do you think crypto is like a legit business, or do you think it's just like all like a house of cards? Like it actually.
Oh, me, I am I am against crypto. Really, it's just like the understanding of it. I haven't done too much research on it, but I know you get it from like computers completing like complex tasks, and then they get like rewarded like a fraction or an amount of like that crypto for whatever they're mining for, and it just seems like it comes out of thin air. It's very different than the currency we're used to. Like it doesn't have any intrinsic value, and I don't know the longevity of the currency for the future, because at the moment you can't really use it to buy anything. I think I did see something that uh Elon Musk was allowing people to buy merch with Dogecoin. So we'll see how that
Dogecoin.
goes.
Yeah, yeah, the NFT stuff. Yeah, the NFT stuff. That's even more wilder.
Hmm.
Just the memes,
It's
all that stuff. That's just. I
yeah,
just
it's
find. I
interesting.
feel like that's a scam too, where it's the artwork being used as like currency and tokens or something like that.
I mean, that one is maybe a little different because you are putting like in some effort to create something that's yours, something original, really, that people will pay for. So that one seems just like it makes sense, kind of, because it's like an art piece, really.
So wait, how long are you gonna spend time in China for? Like a year or
It depends on the COVID restrictions. So I do know that I can go over, and if things get worse, they're going to shut down China, and I won't be able to come back. Um, so if that happens, then I'll be there for 4 years. But I do hope to come back for like the holidays or whenever I can. But my dad has relations in China and stuff like that, and he goes there for work, and so does my mom occasionally. So I'll be able to manage.
so you're gonna like just gonna like spend a year away in China and stuff?
Yep, I'll be all on my own. That's what that college transition is really about,
And
into adult life and being independent.
that'd be even more of a cultural shock because going from the city to small town, that's hard enough, but going to a foreign country on the other side of the world, that's gotta be even harder, right?
Yeah, I don't know what to expect, really, especially when it comes to cultural shock. I've never experienced it, but my parents have, and they're trying to educate me on about it and stuff. But I will be in the country for two two or 3 weeks, not being able to go outside because I have to go there and quarantine
Are,
for
are
that
you gonna
many
be like
weeks.
placed in an airport or a special hotel or
What happens is I have to, so when I fly over, there's going to be a like team from NYU. It's like their quarantine team, I think. And they're going to take me from the flight to a hotel where I stay for 2 weeks. And then they take me to another dorm, which I stay there for 1 week. And then I go to my actual dorm. And that's when I start my semester. So it's a whole long process.
they're not too far away from each other, are they?
The what?
They're not too far away from each other, are they? All those rooms and buildings.
I have no idea on the location wise. I just know that I have to go there. They're gonna take care of it apparently because they all have their own restrictions over there. And they all have their rules that we have to follow. So
Oh, so it's just gonna like, so it's just gonna happen. You're gonna see what's gonna happen and stuff.
I'm really just gonna go with the flow. They seem to have planned it out and everything.
Um, man, that's gonna be. So wait, you're gonna just purely, are you gonna like purely survive off of Mandarin Chinese? Are you gonna speak a lot of English too, or what's the plan?
The majority of people at NYU do speak English as well. Um, I believe the classes will be taught in English too.
Oh,
Um, but I do hope to use my Mandarin in Shanghai. I think being in China will also help with the immersion. I think the immersion will be a huge help in developing my Mandarin, which is my goal.
outside of that college, right? They don't have too much English, right? They have like the streets, the stores, the news. It's all Chinese, right? It's all
I believe so, yeah. But I think a lot of the people around Shanghai are bilingual now because English is a very, very popular language, and a lot of schools are requiring that people take it at a young age, which I think is smart. I wish they did that with Mandarin as well, but I they had me take Spanish for 4 years instead. But
yeah, it's
you
even,
know, I I think I'll be okay communication wise.
yeah. Isn't Mandarin one of the hardest languages to learn?
Yeah, there is a lot of tones, and it's all about like listening. So you got to make sure you can hear the tones to understand the meaning of what people are saying, and you have to make sure you know the tone so you can say it correctly, so people will understand you and not think you're saying something weird.
Or like, so it's all like it's more of a tone-based language and stuff.
Hmm.
Oh, it's like the character. It's not. It's like it's a mix of both tone and character-based language.
Yeah, the characters are different though because there's traditional and simplified. I'm only learning simplified at the moment. So if there is traditional, I most likely won't be able to read it. But character wise, characters are very difficult to remember and know how to write.
Like, is
But
it how's it different from Cantonese and stuff? You know anything about that? I've heard some stuff about like. Is it more rural? Like, is it like a more rural dialect or?
I'm not sure about that. Let's see. I know Guangzhou or Canton is primarily Cantonese, and Shanghai is well, Shanghai is more like a tourist city, so there's a lot of different dialects going in and out of there.
Oh, so it's all sort of diverse and stuff.
Hmm.
Oh, so once you graduated, did you fully realize like half a year ago, like what it was like, like that you what you'd be getting yourself into? Like, did it feel like after 12 years and the hardships of COVID that everything was going to pay off? Or
Um, let's see. That's a good question. I don't know if it will like pay off really because it was something that I had to complete, whether I had a choice or not. Like it was something
yeah,
I did out of necessity, but I am glad I did it. I made some really, really good friends over the years because since our class was so small, of like my grad class was like 90 students. We all knew each other going from elementary, staying in the same district, going up to our senior years. So over those years, I was able to establish really good friendships, and I hope to keep those with me to my grave. And so I think that the main thing I'll take away from Lansing.
so is it like sort of challenging going being like in the city and stuff and like keeping all these relationships or like is it like gotten more stressful and stuff, like more complicated?
Not really. I mostly stay in contact with or I don't contact too many people really, but I'm not too worried about losing friends because people come and go. It happens, and if they want to go, I'll let them go. I'm not going to chase after people, but I do have some friends that I know will stay forever,
So
and that's somewhat reassuring.
So the end of high school was just sort of like the beginning of a new chapter, right? It was just only the beginning of like adult life.
Hmm. Yeah, you have to start being more independent, working on your work, time management, taking in all the skills. That's when you like start getting a job too. So you'll develop like social skills. You'll develop uh, time management skills, all sorts of things. You'll start to learn to be more independent, and that'll help your transition to college.
Yeah. Since you've become like an adult and stuff, is like your YouTube stuff changed that much, or like since you've become like an adult and matured
I think
over the
I think
past year?
so a little bit. I'm starting to make my content more family friendly, um, because it's just I think it's just safer and better in the long run. Because there are some younger people that do watch my videos, especially from Lansing. I know they do watch my videos, so shout out to them. I don't want to like um post anything their parents wouldn't want me to post or like that, but it's just also my own decision to do that.
So you just want more of an audience now that you're older, you want to have more of a wider audience, like reach out to like all families and stuff.
Yeah, that's my goal. My goal is just to like entertain people, and I hope to do so with spreading out to other platforms, whether it be Twitch, whether it be my podcast, whether it be YouTube. I hope to just entertain people and hope to make them feel better. If they're having a rough day or something, they can just turn on my video or something.
Yeah, that's a great motive. That's a great thing to do. That's a great thing. Yeah, it's probably one of the best ways of helping people. Yeah,
Thanks.
it's good. Well, anyway, thanks for talking. It was great having you on my show and stuff, and like hearing about your career when from soccer to like to YouTubing and to Twitch and seeing the transition and evolution over the past half decade. And anyway, thanks for talking.
Of course. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, anytime.